Gamification makes self-improvement fun and engaging, but when it's taken too far, it can transform development and progress into pressure and obsession. I walk every single day 10,000 steps, and I love it. It makes me feel like I have a goal, like I'm doing something for myself, and it feels rewarding. But at a certain point, I had to stop and ask myself, am I doing for my health or just because I don't want to break the streak? But here's the thing, 10,000 steps is not a scientific fact. It comes from a Japanese advertisement campaign from the 1960s. But now it became an absolute rule. I found myself walking laps around the shopping mall, not because I needed to, but because the step count was not high enough. Skipping a day doesn't feel like rest, it feels like a failure. I'm not just doing it for my body, I'm doing it for a number. And this is just one of many examples where gamification turns into a game of numbers. Gamification works because it makes progress fun, visible, and rewarding. It transforms habits into challenges, making learning, fitness, and productivity much more engaging. That's why apps like fitness apps or habit trackers are so effective. They keep us motivated. But when the game becomes the actual goal, something changes. So instead of improving because we want to, we start chasing numbers, streaks, rewards, sometimes at the cost of the development itself. Gamification works because it taps into the brain's reward system. So every time we earn points, badges, rewards, or every time we level up, our brain releases dopamine, which is the same chemical that reinforces habits and addictions. This is why gamification is so powerful but risky. Because when we connect progress with external rewards, it makes it much more difficult to stop. Gamification makes progress easy to measure, but does that number really reflect personal development? Take learning apps. Maybe you open Duolingo every single day just to keep the streak alive. So you rush through the lesson without even learning anything. Or maybe you have started reading books faster, but just because an app is telling you to do so. At a certain point, it will not be about improving, but just about checking a box. And when the game becomes just a matter of numbers, it will be less about the personal journey and more about competition. Leaderboards, rankings, and social comparison will turn self-improvement into a contest. So instead of focusing on your own work and own tasks, you will start comparing yourself to others. And when you're not at the top, it feels like you are behind, even if you're doing great. For someone, this is motivating, but for others, this will kill the whole journey. When motivation will start relying on external validation, it's easy to fall in the trap of chasing rewards instead of real change. At first, gamification makes habits exciting. Badges, points, streaks will give you instant feedback. But what happens once these rewards disappear? If the habit was only connected to the game, well then maybe it will also disappear. So let's say you started reading because you loved it, or you started exercising because it made you feel good. After a few weeks or months, maybe it will only be about a matter of hitting the target. True self-improvement is not about points, it is about lasting change. Yet, the biggest trap of gamification happens when you need to slow things down. So let's say you lose a day or you lose a streak, and it feels like you lost the whole progress. But one missed day cannot erase weeks, months of years of true effort. Gamification tricks us into thinking about the all or nothing mentality. When missing a day feels like losing everything. You will start focusing on what you have lost rather than what you have built. And this will lead to frustration, to burnout, or even just giving up. You will push yourself even if you're exhausted. Not because it's good for you, but because stopping is much worse than losing progress. The real question is not whether gamification is good or bad. it is about who is in control. Because when used intentionally, it can really help you stay on track and push you through challenges. But when numbers will start deciding your actions, you will stop being the player and you will just start being another piece of the system. The secret is to use gamification as a tool, not as a rule. Let's be clear, gamification is amazing. I still love it and still use it every single day. But it should work for you, not control you. It should boost your growth, not replace it. Because at the end of the day, it is not about winning at self-improvement, it is about actually improving. And gamification can really help you make the progress exciting, help you stay consistent, and transform all your efforts into lasting change. Numbers and streaks are amazing, but the real win is when you become the person you set to be. And if this is the type of development you're looking for, then maybe consider subscribing, and see you next time.